Hi there, I'm Peggy Sheehy and I serve 6th grade students teaching a humanities curriculum this year at Suffolk Middle School. And I'd like to tell you a little bit about what I'm doing in my classroom and how I got here. Initially, I was hired in this district as the instructional technology facilitator / library media specialist. So I was in the library, and through a kind of curious sequence of events, I was exposed to Second Life and thought, oh my gosh, this is huge for kids. We've got to somehow figure out how to get this into school. And at the time, I had a very visionary superintendent who, after a 10-minute explanation, 10-minute 5-slide PowerPoint, he said, I'm very confused, but I believe in you, so go ahead and give it a try and see what happens. And that's what I did. And so for the next 5 years, we had about 4,500 students and their teachers doing every curriculum area, mostly project-based work in Second Life, and I learned about the power of avatars and the power of children learning when they are avatars. And it was remarkable for me, and therefore I started attending a lot of conferences and reading a lot of research about all this that greater minds than mine had tackled. And in 2008, I believe, or maybe it was 2009, forgive me for dates, but the teen grid of Second Life, where my kids were and our project resided, was closed. And at the time, rather than try to find a substitute for that, we kind of decided to look at a new horizon. And that was when I was at a conference called Games, Learning, and Society at the University of Madison, Wisconsin. And I met Lucas Gillespie, and he and I were chatting about the fact that we were both playing World of Warcraft and how we found it to be an amazing tool for learning, and if we could only get it into school. Well, fast forward, Lucas and I started that summer, started planning for an after-school program that ended up being very successful. And the after-school program then inspired Lucas and his lead teacher, Craig Lawson, to write a curriculum. So they wrote an English language arts curriculum for 8th grade, an entire year's curriculum that had to do with 3 arenas. It had to do with World of Warcraft, the MMO, the companion novel, which was The Hobbit, and every student's real life as an arena. And the students were basically tracking a hero's journey arch, the Joseph Campbell arch, but not true to it, just loosely. And it was remarkable that there was so much self-reflection going on about their own role in their lives as heroes. So this year, when I moved back into the classroom, as I said, 6th grade humanities, I was wondering how I was going to make this work. And since I really believe in game-based learning, I took the hero's journey and I looked at the Common Core standards for 6th grade ELA, and I made sure that I had 4 or 5 quests that addressed every one of those standards. And we have been learning with those 3 arenas during the WoW in School project. Now, for anyone who's interested in learning more about this, the WoW in School wiki is WoW in School at pbworks.com. That's pbworks.com. Everything is there. All the information is there, including the curriculum, which Lucas was very gracious in making it Creative Commons licensed. Download it, change it, use it. This year, I had to take a step even further, and because humanities is not just English language arts, it's also social sciences, and add lots of those quests and figure out if they authentically connect to World of Warcraft at all. And I found that with the guild structure and with rating structures and with what happens in the auction house and what happens with some of the lore even alludes to things that have to do with social sciences. So it wasn't too much of a stretch to bring all those things in and together. My students have been pretty remarkable. And it's interesting, Sylvia Martinez always says, we can't be proceeding with this attitude that kids hate school, kids love games, so let's bring games into school and everything will be fine, because that's not the case. And that's absolutely what's been proven to me, because of course the kids who are gamers were like thrilled and they were like gung-ho and really ready to rock, but the kids who were used to playing school and had it figured out, they knew just how to do it and how to get what they needed, that A on the report card, they were a little unsettled with this whole game. What are we doing? Where's my worksheets? Hold on a second, where's my textbook? So it really was a leap of faith for a lot of them. I found that the best thing that I did was in the first week I invited the parents in. And I basically gave them a presentation about game-based learning and showed them what we would be doing in WoW in school. And once they understood that this was not just playing a game, but that they were actually using this as a tool to address all the things that they would be addressing in a non-game-based classroom, I had their support. And then I really had their support when their kids said, I really want to go into school today because we're doing such and such a thing. So I feel like I've managed to engender some new engagement with the kids who may have been a bit disenfranchised. You know, 6th grade is a tricky year. And that I've actually won over the kids who were, you know, already stressing out about their tests in September, and I have to get the right grades and get into the right college. I think I've maybe given them a little window into the fact that learning can be fun and playful and just as serious in that process. We have a really good time here, and we do some really serious work. We do some hard play is what we do. And I'd love to share more with you about it, so do check the WoW in School wiki. And thanks for your time.